when you start looking at what the data that public safety needs, it's going to have to be more broadband. So I think that it's going to be a long time before we ever see any significant data on the system. They're going to be looking at the broadband initiatives that are coming out, LTE. Plus, as you can imagine, public safety doesn't like to put all their eggs in one basket. So it's always kind of nice, as we do right now, you have your MDT and data on a different system than your voice. So if one goes down, you can still communicate somewhat with the other.
With LTE, we've had a number of briefings by various vendors that are trying to get out in front of this. We spoke at length with Harlan McEwen, who has been involved in this business, representing the International Association of Chiefs of Police for a number of years. The RWC has supported accessing the D block of 700 megahertz for broadband that has had a couple of bills in Congress that have floated out there. I don't think that's actually been done yet, but that's one of those initiatives that we supported. The city of Mesa has a waiver to be able to use the 700 megahertz for broadband, but I don't think they got any funding behind it when they applied for a grant. Most of that went over to the LA area. So there's a number of initiatives underway that we're going to support and working closely with the FCC to support that at the appropriate time. It just sounds like it's really young. It's a young technology that hasn't been fully developed. You know, there's supposed to be a national broadband network that's going to be built out. Conceptually, great idea, but the funding and who's going to do that, is it going to be done at the local public safety level, or is it going to be done corporately with the corporations or some type of a partnership to make that happen because of the cost? So it's something into the future that we'll keep an eye on.
The FCC has mandated that the 700 megahertz frequencies go narrowband. They are 12.5 kilohertz right now. They have to go to 6.25 by January 1st of 2017. Now, all of the equipment, we have 700 megahertz frequencies in place and in use now, and all of our equipment is capable of going narrowbanding. But what we weren't aware of at the time was, and that would have been just software, but what we weren't aware of at the time was that to do that requires a different protocol, the time division multiple access versus frequency division multiple access, which the whole system was built on. While you can have those two protocols on the same system, you cannot have one single talk group roam from a subsystem that's TDMA to a subsystem that is FDMA seamlessly. You would have to reach down and change channels on your radio. That defeats the purpose of this regional system. When we want to roam seamlessly. So because of that, we have a lot of the technology to change out. The base stations that we put in had been in use for some time, and they're at the end of their useful life is like 2014, 2015. So we have a lot of base stations to replace. So this is going to be a significant project to change them out, and it's going to be a challenge between now and 2017. The biggest challenge is because of the protocol change, we have to replace every single subscriber radio on the system. That's the biggest cost.